Hey guys, in this video, we are going to talk about columns CSS property. So, the column CSS property is a shorthand property that is used to set the number of columns that can be used when drawing an element's content as well as those columns widths. So, using this column CSS property, you can create a print inspired layout that has the flexibility of the web. So it's like the newspaper, but as a paper gets smaller, the columns will adjust and balance automatically, and it will allow the content to flow naturally. So how this property works? Let's say in HTML and CSS, let's say this is our CSS file. Let me zoom in so you can see properly. Okay, so in our CSS, let's say we have some class that is data. We can use columns, and you can use width, column width as 300 pixel for example, and number of columns 2 or 3. Okay, so this columns property will accept two properties, column count and column width. So you can use either of the property, or you can use both property together. Okay, so using both column count and column width, it is really good to create a flexible multi-column layout. So the column count will act as a maximum number of columns, while the column width will dictate the minimum width for each column. So by using these properties together, the multi-column layout will automatically breaks down into single column at narrow browser widths in smaller screens without writing the media queries. So whenever you are using multi-column layout, you can always use media queries to narrow down your columns, okay, to decrease the number of columns. But using this columns property, you can automatically break down those columns for smaller browsers. So let's create a simple navigation using this columns property, and that will that will be really flexible based on our browser size. Okay, so let's create one navigation. All right, so in HTML, let's say where we can add. Okay, so here we can add one UL, that is another list, and let's give a class nav. Okay, that is navigation bar, and let's add few links. So one is li, let's say href hash, and the first is home, for example. Okay, let me add four li's. Okay, the second is about, the third one is contact, and you can keep like clients or work. Okay, so this is four column UL. Let's see how it works. So right now there is no navigation CSS, so nothing is there. Okay, so let's go to our CSS, and using class nav, what we can give, first of all, let's give background color. Let me add some color, that is 2C3 E50. Okay, so this is you can yeah, 0. So this is background color of this navigation. Okay, so with that you can give columns, and width of the column is 100 pixel for each column, and we will use four columns because we have four li items. Okay, so this is it. Okay, this is basic ulli structure. Okay, so after that we can add a few more things. Let's add column gap. It is 0, we don't want any gap between columns. Okay, and column rule, that will add that vertical border between all the columns. Let's add 1 pixel solid, and let's give 1A2 4 2F. Okay, so similar kind of vertical border. Okay, so now you can see we have border as well. Okay, now we can also write down anchor tag, that is inside our navigation. What we can write down, we can write text decoration, that is none. We don't want add any text decoration there. Let's use color, that is white. Okay, that will look good. Display block, that is also block element will be there. Okay, padding, we can give 1 em, and let's see how it looks. It looks better, right? Okay, now let's add text align center, and you can also add border bottom 1 pixel solid, and we can use the same border which we used as column rule, and see, now we can see it looks good. Okay, and we can also add hover effect, hover. Okay, so we can give hover effect and background color, that is whenever we are adding hover, we can again use same color. Okay, so now, yeah, okay, that is let's see. So now when you hover, you can see it looks good. Okay, so this is ULLI, and using columns layout and columns property, we have created navigation out of UL. So let's see, we can also change the columns width. Let's keep 130, 140, 150, whatever you want. Okay, so right now we are using 100 pixel. So now let me change the orientation or the size of our browser. So now when you see, once you change the size of the browser, it is automatically work as a columns. So what we have done, we have converted this unordered list using columns layout, using columns CSS property into multi-column layout, right? So when you change the size of this browser or screen, you can see it is working as a media query. So you don't need to write down a specific media query. All right, so when you have let's say mobile screen, in that case what we can do, we are using columns here, right? So let me change here. What we can do, we can write down media query, let's say include from, that is tablet. You can keep this as it is, and for mobile screens you can write down like this. Okay, so let it get reload. So when you are using in media query in mobile, when you are checking in mobile, it will apply one column and 100 pixel width. Okay, so it will divide into one column. So right now for mobile devices we have one column layout, and once you go beyond 768 pixel, let it go to 768. Yeah, so once you are at 769, it will be 4 column layout. So this was example. This is not the ideal CSS, but yeah, you can use similar kind of CSS as well. Okay, so this is very good example how you can use this columns layout, column CSS property. And regarding browser supports, it supports all the browsers, Edge, Firefox, Chrome, IE as well, Safari and Opera. Okay guys, so that's all for this video. If you are new to my channel, please go to my channel. There are more than 200 videos, and if you visit the playlist, The current playlist is for the CSS properties, is having more than 50 videos. So if you look, there are 50 videos in this specific CSS properties, and I hope you will bookmark this playlist so you can get the updates. Also, if you are new, please subscribe to my channel, and I hope you learned something new today. See you next time around. Bye.